What's up, guys? One of the most common questions I get is, should I be practicing scales or arpeggios? And in this video, I'm going to break it down. So really the answer is both, if you wanted to just keep it short. But I don't think that's the most helpful answer. So I'm going to try to split it up into two questions and answer them separately, because I think this is really what's going on. Question number one is, which should I learn first? Should I learn scales first or arpeggios first? And question number two is, when do I use them? When should I use scales and when should I use arpeggios? So to answer the first question, in my opinion, scales. The answer is you should learn scales first and arpeggios later. And here's why. Let's say you're working on all the things you are. The first 5 measures are all in the key of A flat. So if you can start out by learning to play, improvise by ear in the key of A flat, then you can play the first 5 measures, and then you switch to C major and you learn that scale, and you can play the first 8 measures, and so on, and you can get through the tune fairly quickly once you know your scales pretty well and can transition between them. Now, contrast that to if you were to start with your arpeggios, you're going to have to learn a new arpeggio for every single chord, and it's going to take you a long time to get anywhere with that tune. You're going to be spending a lot longer. So, in my opinion, if you don't have your scales down really well, you have no business trying to learn every arpeggio. It's just going to be really frustrating. And it's important to get yourself playing over tunes as quickly as possible, because that makes it fun. And if you're doing too much work before you can even play anything over a tune, I think it kind of gets tedious and it's not as much fun along the way. So in my opinion, you get those scales down, you learn to play over the tune, whatever you're working on, and then, like, say it's all the things you are, then let's say, okay, I can play in the key of A flat and I'm going to learn just this E flat 7 arpeggio, and I'm going to try to slot that in on that chord. And then you can kind of poke in the arpeggios one by one as you learn them. And then it'll improve your improvisation, little by little as you learn those arpeggios. But at least you can already play something over the tune. That's how I learned. I started with my scales and then I went to arpeggios later, and that's how I try to get all my students to do, because I think it's most effective and it's the most fun that way. Okay, so that is the answer to the first half of the question, which should I learn first? Scales. I'm sure someone will disagree with this, so, no advice works for everybody, but that's my opinion of what works best for most people and what worked for me. Okay, so question number 2 is kind of interesting. When should you use them? And again, the answer is you can use either an arpeggio or a scale in pretty much any situation. However, as a general guideline, the longer a chord lasts, the more you're going to use a scale over it. And the shorter a chord lasts, the more you're going to gravitate towards arpeggios. And to demonstrate this, I'm going to use 2 types of blues. A normal blues where we're on each chord for like a measure or 2, and a Charlie Parker blues, like Blues for Alice, where the chords change very fast, like 2 beats per chord. So in the first case, where the chords are lasting a little bit longer, I'm going to be more likely to play scales. So check it out. Here's an F blues, and I'm just going to improvise a little bit. This is the long form where the chords last a while, not the Charlie Parker one. So I might play something like... So you hear it's kind of scalar. And then here's the Charlie Parker blues, and I'll put some chord changes edited into the video. But listen to me play arpeggios and how much better the arpeggios work to outline these chords, because you really don't have time to play a whole scale in 2 beats. So if you really want to outline the chords, you're going to have to use some arpeggios. So here we go. 2, 3, 4. So there you have it. And before we go, I just want to say thanks to everyone who's been subscribing and commenting. I remember a year ago, I would post a video and I'd be lucky to get like 1 comment in the first like week, and now people are actually commenting. If I don't respond to your comment, it's because YouTube won't let me sometimes. I don't know why. Sometimes like there's not a reply button and I can't figure out how to do it. Maybe we have to like add each other on Google Plus or something. I don't really know. But anyway, I'm trying to respond to every comment. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.